Welcome back to the third part of our presentation on optical losses, second unit. Myself Sanjit Kumar Singh, lecturer in Electronics and Telecommunication Department at Praveen Patil College of Diploma Engineering and Technology, Bandar East. So in this presentation and the subsequent presentation, we'll see the losses in optical fiber, and in third part we are seeing the attenuation due to dispersion, and that could be intermodal or intramodal. Then bending loss, that could be due to micro or macro bending, and absorption loss in this part. And in the next part we'll see the scattering losses, linear, non-linear, radiation loss, coupling loss, and the special testing device, that is OTDR. So losses are in optical fiber is one of the most critical factor that determines the optical fiber applicability in communication systems. And in earlier days, the attenuation was 1000 dB per kilometer, then it was reduced further to 200 dB per kilometer, then further reduced to 5 dB per kilometer, and nowadays we have 0.2 dB per kilometer is normal attenuation for the optical fiber to be used in wider applications in communication links. So these are the tree diagram for the attenuation and the dispersion we see here. Attenuation, the attenuation means fading of light energy or the loss of the light energy as the signal is propagating inside the optical fiber. So optical attenuation is referred to as the progressive amplitude reduction of the light ray traveling through the fiber. This amplitude reduction or signal attenuation is expressed in terms of power loss in dB per kilometer, and the equation we have is alpha is equal to minus 10 log base 10 P out by P in, and this value is in dB per kilometer, where Pi and P out are the input and output optical power in terms of watts, and alpha is the attenuation constant. So it will also decide the repeaters required for a given length of the optical fiber. More the attenuation of the signal takes place within the optical fiber, we require more repeater at shorter distance. So there are a number of sources of attenuation in optical cable, optical fiber communication, and that could be due to absorption, scattering, dispersion, bending, radiation, coupling, connector, splice loss. So the block diagram here is just to show that the attenuation of signal is nothing but the loss of the signal, and is expressed in terms of for a unit length of the optical fiber, that is dB per kilometer. And here we see the absorption. As the light input is fed, there is absorption loss due to impurities in the fiber material. Then the material or the relief scattering is happening inside due to the microscopic irregularities in the fiber. Then we see the wavelength dispersion or chromatic dispersion because of the use of a non-monochromatic source. If we are making use of a light or a laser of poor quality, then it will result into chromatic and wavelength dispersion. The radiation loss is caused by the bending or the kinks, that is the twist in the optical fiber, and pulse spreading or modal dispersion is due to the rays taking different paths down the fiber and is expressed in terms of microsecond per kilometer. And coupling loss is caused by the misalignment and imperfect surface finishes. So these are the major source of attenuation in optical fiber communication. So here we see the attenuation or loss in optical fiber. So this graph shows for the first window the attenuation at 850 nanometer is minimum, and secondly this at 1310 nanometer is the second window that offers minimum attenuation, and the third window at 1550 nanometer of wavelength again have the minimum attenuation. So this first window, second window and third window accordingly are roughly corresponding to the first generation, second generation and third generation of the optical network technology. Now the bending loss, the loss which exists when an optical fiber undergoes bending is called bending loss, and it can be due to two major types or reasons, that is macroscopic bending and second one microscopic bending. The macro bending losses are subject to damages to the fiber during the packaging, transportation and field installation process. And in this macro bending we find that the bend is having a radius that are very large as compared to the fiber diameter. So this radius is far larger than the diameter of the radius of the fiber itself, and that will cause reflected rays. Microbending, either the core or cladding undergoes slight bends at its surface due to cabling and packaging. So it causes light to be reflected at angles when there is no further reflection. So here we have the macro and the micro bending and how the light is bent. Next topic is the absorption loss. So absorption of the light energy is due to heating of the ions impurities, resulting in dimming of the light or the fading of the light at the other end of the fiber. There are two types of it: intrinsic absorption and extrinsic absorption. Intrinsic absorption is due to the basic constituent atoms of the glass material. What kind of materials are used for the construction of the optical fiber core and cladding will decide the intrinsic absorption, and there is interaction with one or more components of the glass. It occurs when a photon interacts with an electron in the valence band and is excited to the higher energy level near the UV region. In second category, that is extrinsic absorption, this is due to the impurities in the glass material. The extra impurities added to obtain the desired refractive index or characteristics of the optical fiber. So it is also called the impurity absorption, and results from the presence of transition elements like iron, chromium, cobalt, copper, and from the hydroxyl ions, that is the water molecules or water vapor trapped inside molten glass, and when it is cooled it remains inside. So it will absorb strongly in the wavelength from 0.6 to 1.6, and we see 3 peaks here, or here you can see there are 3 peaks. So these 3 peaks are due to the hydroxyl ions, and this particular peak is at 1.39 micrometer, and this is at about 1.24 micrometer, and here it is near about 0.95 micrometer wavelength. So this is due to the residual water vapor in silica. So these 3 peaks are due to water vapor in silica. Now there is another type of fiber, or where we find these water vapors or what hydroxyl ions totally dried up, and concentration is reduced to such a level that the 1.39 micrometer peak, this attenuation absorption peak, is almost reduced, and such dry fibers make use of a multiplexing technique, that is wavelength division multiplexing, for transmission. So here we have the single mode of fiber and wavelength division multiplexing of the different wavelengths and the 3 windows. And the dispersion loss. So dispersion is referred to widening of the pulse. So here is a sharp pulse, and at the other end we get a spread pulse. This is called dispersion, widening of the pulse at the light as the light travels through the fiber. So more the length, broader will be the pulse width. As the optical signal travels along the fiber, it becomes increasingly distorted. And a major reason for dispersion is having multimode fibers. In generally, multimode fibers, they are in a step index, they are bent at the interface of core and cladding, whereas in graded index it is gradually bent, and due to that there is a different velocity of the different wavelengths, and at the other end it arrives at different times depending upon the path it has taken. So modal dispersion is due to the different rays arrive at different timing at the other end, and the slowest ray is the one that is limiting the total bandwidth. And the distortion is a sequence of intermodal and intramodal dispersion. Two types, that is intermodal and intramodal dispersion. So what is intermodal dispersion? Pulse broadening due to intermodal dispersion results from the propagation delay differences between modes within a multimode fiber. And secondly, the intramodal dispersion is the pulse spreading that occurs when within the single fiber mode. It can be subdivided as material dispersion and waveguide dispersion. So material dispersion is also known as spectral dispersion, or there is another chromatic dispersion. So this results because of the variation due to refractive index of the core as a function of wavelength. Because we know the same fiber behaves differently, attenuates the signal differently for the different wavelength, and because of which pulse spreading occurs even when the different wavelengths follow the same path. Single mode fibers have very little chromatic dispersion, whereas waveguide dispersion, whenever any optical signal is passed through the optical fiber, practically 80% of the optical power is confined to the core and rest 20 to the power into the cladding. So here we see a prism where there is a light, incident light, white light is incident, and it is spread due to the dispersion, different attenuation provided by the prism, bending the light at different angle, and thus we see the different colors. Thank you very much.